Hey everyone, Cable with the Antique Book Collective, and today I'm getting to you guys with something that might seem like a little bit of a doomer side of things. It might sound like a little bit of a motivational video, we don't really know. But end of the day, guys, this is something I've been wanting to make a video on for the longest time. And guys, that is me telling you guys, not all of you that are watching, subscribed, all that sort of stuff, but the minute few of you that say you want to do this, keep saying you want to do this, but you never actually go and do this. And guys, I'm not just talking about those people that are talking about the antique books. I'm talking about the people that do all the different things. So they might see you doing something really cool and say, oh, I'd love to do that. I'm going to do that. Someday I'm going to do that. And if you guys have watched the movie Night and Day, someday is just another word for never doing something. And I know I paraphrased that, didn't do it just quite right. But when people say they eventually want to do something, that's code for them saying, it's a cool thing they'd like to do, but they're not going to put forth any effort to do it. Everything might fall into their lap perfectly for it to happen, and they might do it then, maybe, but even then, odds are they're going to drop it, because people who just want something to maybe happen, they're not going to put forth any effort. If it falls in their lap, they might not be ready to catch it, they might let it drop, and it'll shatter, and they won't have it. And then they'll be like, oh, what if I did this? What if I did that? They'll be 105 years old and be like, oh, I wish I did this back in the day, wah, 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 wah. And it's going to be a bummer. Guys, there are so many people that say they want to get into business as well, and they don't do it. They never take the step. The issue with people that do that, guys, is you being a business person, you're doing this business, you're kicking butt, you're taking names, you are proud of what you're doing, you are making a difference, all that sort of stuff. The problem is, those people that don't ever do anything, they'll say they want some help doing this, and you'll put forth the effort to try to help them here or there or here or here or here, doing 105 things. You're spinning your wheels. It fell in their lap. They weren't ready to catch. It has fallen. It fell over and over and over. All your efforts have fallen on deaf ears. You're casting pearls before the swine, if you will. There are so many things, guys. There are people that are just not cut out to do business. And for those of you that are one of the people that have said you want to do it and never did it, I'm challenging you. If you are one of the people that I say can't get into business, I challenge you to go and do it. Prove me wrong. That is the biggest thing, guys. If you are not the kind of person that is going to be like, how dare you say I am not someone that can achieve this? If you're not one of the people that says that and then goes and proves that I am wrong and you can do this, then you really are not cut out for business. Guys, if you don't have that little bit of fight in you that's like, no, I am not taking the status quo. I am not going to die in this stupid cubicle I've been working in. I am done being here. I'm going to go out and do my thing. If you're not one of those people, you're going to stay there. That is just how it works. You're going to complain over and over about the long hours you work, the not good enough pay that you do. Wah, wah, wah. You're going to complain over and over and over, and no one's gonna really care because everyone else is complaining too. It's the people that go out and do cool stuff that people want to talk to. Guys, think about it. You go to a party, and if you guys aren't big party animals, let's think about back in high school, the cool popular people. Were they the people that complained about, oh, that test was sure hard, that was a lot of homework? Or were they the people that were going out and doing really cool things, like the guy that's doing whitewater rafting every single weekend? You're just like, what in the world, dude? You are so cool. You did what last week? Who are you going to rather be like? Are you going to try to be like the person who's doing stuff, taking names? Or are you going to try to be the person that's just whining about the same old thing every week? You could stop talking to the person for 7 months, come back, and it's the same exact story, and you think you haven't missed a minute because they are in the same rut. That is the thing, guys. Everyone who's not going out and doing their dreams, they are in a rut. And it is hard to get out of a rut. If any of you guys have ever driven anything and you get stuck in a rut and you're driving along, and let's say you're mudding, for me, I've done some 4x, you get stuck in that rut. It takes a lot of effort to get out of that rut. Or let's say you were stuck in some icy snow and you are in the rut of the snow. You're going the same way everyone else is going, but you need to go that way. It's really hard to get out of that rut. I am not saying you guys are wrong for struggling to get out of it. It is a struggle. Guys, I am not faulting you for struggling with that. I am faulting the people who never attempt. They say they want to go right and get out of that rut, but they never even turn the steering wheel. They are just like, oh, there's the turn I wanted to make. Whoop-de-doo, maybe next time. And it just feels like these people are living in slow motion, especially for those of us that are in business. Everything feels like slow motion. So with that said, guys, why am I really getting fired up about this today? So honestly, it's nothing that's really happened too recently for me. I have just always had people fielding these things with me, being like, hey, I'd love to do this, I'd love to do that. I have had comments left, right, and center of, oh, what if I da-da-da-da-da, and they fire 100 ideas out, and then they don't do anything with those ideas, or they say they'd like to do something and then they like say I'm a liar because, oh, I went to this one place and it didn't work. So guys, with that said, let me address the next thing that I have written down that I wanted to go over with you guys. So there are people who say they want it, but guys, you need to prove it. As I was saying earlier, you got to prove that you are going to actually achieve these things. You have to prove that me calling you out is enough to get you actually out and going. And guys, I'm not trying to sell you anything. This channel is free. The only thing I might try to sell you on is the membership thing, which is 99 cents, and I don't even offer that many cool things. It's just you helping keep the channel going. But with that said, though, guys, this is not me trying to sell you a $3,000 thing, but it's yours today for $15.99. It's not that. This is literally just me trying to get you guys going. So guys, with that said, people say they want it, but you need to prove it. And when you are proving it, this is just for the antique book side of things or the eBay side of things, however you want to do it, just eBay reselling. Of course, you can apply it to whatever other business as well, but this is, my examples are just for this. So guys, first things first, you can't just go to one place if you're trying to prove that you can actually do this business. There are so many people that I've talked to that are like, oh, I want to do an antique book business. You have finally got me fired up on this. I watched 500 videos of yours. I'm finally going to do it. I'm so excited. They go out to one Salvation Army that has 12 books, and they're like, it's a scam. Caleb lied to me. There were 3 books at this place, actually. It's not even, it was all a lie. And the only book I found was worth 35 cents. This is dumb. Or better yet, they buy 5 books from this place. They don't check any of the prices, find out all the books are absolute trash, and they're like, he lied to me, even though I tell you guys, look these things up before you buy them. That is one of the tenets of the Caleb model of doing business, is make sure you actually know what you're going to make before you buy the thing, or else you're going to get stuck with a dumb book. You don't want to have a shelf of books that you just hang on to because they're worth nothing and you don't want to throw them away. Make sure you know what these things are worth first off. But with that said, on to the next thing is, don't just give this business one day. There are so many people that they don't just go to one place. They'll go to 3 places or 5 places. And for them, seriously, I do commend the people that actually go to multiple places. That is something that most people don't even do. Honestly, most people don't even go to the one place. But those of you that can actually go to multiple places, you are doing so much better than so many other people. But at the end of the day, a lot of these people will give it the one day, and then they'll call it quits. They're like, I tried so hard for one day, I can't do it. Well, guys, let's think about it this way. If you're trying to clear cut a whole forest, I have a forest out that window, that's why I pointed that way. If you're trying to clear cut a forest, are you going to do it all in one day? Are you going to give all your effort one day? No. If you did, you'd be like insane. You'd be Paul Bunyan. I'd be impressed. But most people, to cut an entire forest down, it'll take either a boatload of people, or it'll take months and months and months of continued effort, continued hard work. Guys, I am not telling you in any way, shape, or form that running your own business is easy. I have never promised that. I will never promise that. It is one of the hardest things you're going to do. But it's one of the most rewarding things as well. But with that said, you can't go out and try to shop for books one time for one day, or 5 places in one day. It's a continuous thing. You guys have heard me say in this channel more recently, I've been a little more picky with what I've been shopping for, and I actually have had months at a time where I actually haven't gone out and sourced for things, provided I'm not doing this business at a scale that would allow me to quit my day job and to allow me to do things. Of course, I don't have a day job right now. This is my day job, but I have a lot of other things supplementing my income right now that I'm working on and planning for, and I'm basically doing college, but it's all self-directed thanks to the interweb. It's awesome. But with that said, though, guys, for me, I'm not doing this at a huge scale, but I'm still making hundreds or thousands of dollars. Not hundreds of thousands of dollars, mind you. That was a couple of years ago that I might have been able to get close to that, but right now with the scale I'm doing it, not even close. Just a few thousand here or there. But it's definitely enough to keep me happy. But with that said, though, guys, this particular business, you have to keep on working hard, working all the stinking time if you want to be able to make a full-time income or more. Guys, this business scales up so nicely. Of course, there are definite ceilings. For me, I ran numbers, and I saw from my own numbers that, and guys, I ran these numbers like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. I saw, based on those numbers then, that I could turn this into a $1 million business, provided that was going to require a couple of employees. But it was something I was like, wow, I can actually scale this into a $1 million business rather easily. And guys, I know you guys are thinking, oh, that means he has a lot of money, he's rich. Guys, that is not even faintly true. I was running this with like figures of, okay, I could actually get going to $1 million revenue with just tens of thousands of dollars. And guys, tens of thousands of dollars sounds so exciting. Well, I started this whole business with a couple $100s, and just because of the returns that I get on these things. So guys, here's just a set of books right here, 5 books. let me just look at the sticky note right here. So this set of books, $5 again. I paid $5. I'm trying to sell it for $65. That's the sort of returns that I see in this business, guys. So $10,000 sounds so hard to reach, but at that point I actually had $10,000 in the bank, and I was like, I could scale this up. And at the end of the day, I actually did not actually do that for several reasons. And then lockdowns happened and the governor shut down my entire state, so I couldn't even buy books. So gotta love that. But that is just sort of something that I was running numbers for. It's something that you guys can do as well. You can find your thing, find your niche, and you can actually scale things up quite large, and it could be a game changer for you, for your family, all that sort of stuff. So guys, all this is to say, it's not just a one-day effort. It's not just something that you can do all at once. It's something that is continued. It is a pressured, I'm not even sure where I was going with that. It is something that you need to keep on pushing for. There we go. But for me, I'm not pushing as hard as I should be to be able to make $1 million or $10 million or $1 billion or even $75,000. You know, it's not something I'm putting forth enough effort to be doing that. But it is enough that it definitely covers my bills. It more than pays my bills, actually. And again, I just put forward a few hours a week, and it more than takes care of what I need, and it's really, really nice. I'm not making $75,000 this year with this business because, again, I'm working on so many other things. I don't get to give it the effort it ought to get, but it is something that I'm making some good money on. With that said, though, guys, on to the next thing. I sort of already addressed this, and that is, don't expect this to be easy. This sort of goes off of what I already said about the people that only go one or two places. Those are the people that want the easy way out. These are the kind of people, guys, that you might drop $1 million idea in their hands, sort of like how I was saying this is $1 million business potentially, cough, cough. But you might drop it in their hands, and they'll be like, oh, that's cool, and they'll like look at it for 5 minutes, carry it around for 5 minutes, and then they'll drop it because they got bored or it was too heavy to carry, and whoop-de-doo. They're not going to do it. They're not cut out for business. Not everyone's cut out for business. As I've already been saying, guys, not everyone can do this. This is for the minute few of us that can actually do a business. It's for the few of us that are like, you mean to tell me with old, dirty books you can make $1 million? And guys, again, I ran the numbers. It's like, wow, I could actually get to $1 million really easy cheesy with this. And guys, again, I'm not doing it at that scale because I have other ventures that I know for a fact are going to be making more money and are more passive or more active in making more money, sort of stuff like that. But end of the day, I made a YouTube channel about this business because this is the most achievable, best return. It's just the cat's meow, honestly, as far as businesses are concerned for what I would love to see other people doing. Reselling businesses, guys, it is so low of entry. I mean, I sell, let's say, $1,000 worth of books. I might have only paid $100 or $50 for all those books, potentially even less than that. It is insane. The returns on this business is the best thing ever, and that's one of the reasons why, again, I did the channel about antique books. It's because it is such a low barrier to entry. I just think it's the best thing for so many people to get their foot in the door with for business in general. If you have never started a business, this is one of the easiest things you can do. It's one of the cheapest things you can do, and I actually have a couple of videos coming out in the future about this. And guys, I keep my video ideas on sticky notes here. One of my video ideas that I actually have written down is start the ultimate side hustle for less than the cost of an iPhone. And guys, I don't buy iPhones. I am cheap. I don't have my phone. Oh, I do have my phone. And I dropped it. My phone right here, not even $200. So we all know I'm not an iPhone person, but for those of you that are iPhone people, this business, if I started for the cost of an iPhone nowadays, I mean, there are iPhones for over $1,000. If I started this business with over $1,000 at the very beginning, oh doggy, I could have started so much bigger. But again, I started it with just a few $100s, and it's turned into making me, I don't want to quote numbers off the top of my head. I'm trying to think. If I haven't made $100,000, it's close to $100,000 in overall revenue that I've done with this business since I started. Again, guys, I don't want to quote any numbers for sure, but I started this business with a couple $100s. It's made me, if it isn't $100,000, it's been close to $100,000 for just a few hours here and there, a few trips here and there. I've had the time of my stinking life, guys. I have enjoyed doing this business so stinking much, and it's been 5 years. That's pretty stinking cool. And I know 100,000 over 5 years does not sound very large whatsoever. But again, I started with just a couple $100s. And this has not been my full-time, all I'm doing with my life sort of thing. This is just stuff that I'm doing basically at a hobby level. Honestly, guys, I'm doing this as a hobby that's sort of just really paying very well for me. It's really stinking cool, and it's something I'd love to see you guys doing. But again, not everyone can do it. This is a video, guys, trying to convince you guys that you should do it. I'd love to see you do it, but not everyone's going to do it. I am calling you out if you aren't doing it just yet. I'm calling you out to try to get you doing this, but End of the day, it's the ball's in your court. You can message me in another 5 minutes and be like, Caleb, you're a liar. I went to the grocery store down the street and they didn't have any books. And I'm like, you went to a grocery store, you moron. What book are you going to find at the grocery store? But at the end of the day, guys, these people, they like to complain. If you are going nowhere, if you are not a business kind of person, those people I find are the biggest complainer pants out there. The people that just take it all the time. All they do to fire back at the man is complain. Meanwhile, those of us that want to actually get it back at the man, we're like, you don't pay me enough. I challenge you. I'm going to quit. I'm going to make 15 times more in my own business, and I'm going to have the time of my life. I'm not going to be doing a graveyard shift in the factory, which is what I actually quit to do this. I had a graveyard shift in the semiconductor factory, guys. Quit to do this. And guys, again, I've had the time of my life. This is so stupid fun for me. I've told you guys in other videos, I've listed some new books, I've listed some old books. I list the new ones, it's like, oh, this is short. I list the old ones, it's like, oh, no way, this book is from 1812. What? Oh, no, this one's a first. It's like an adventure every single day that I'm doing this business. I love it. Meanwhile, at the factory, guys, I'm the kind of person that enjoys whatever I do anyways, but at the factory, it's like, cool, another day at the factory. Cool, I beat a record for this, did this. Okay, oh, we had 5 power outages today. Great. That ruins everything for what we're doing at work, but okay, let's do this. Going, moving on, all that sort of stuff. I'm the kind of person that it's hard to keep me down, but doing my own business, the amount of joy that I get out of this is like through the stinking roof. This is the funnest thing ever. It is more funner than everything else. And yes, I said funner and funnest. I don't know if either of those are words. In fact, I can guarantee at least one of them isn't, but I used it, so it's a word now. But with that said though, guys, this video, I really want to encourage you guys, if you haven't gone out and started doing this yet, just go out and do it, please. And if you guys fail, keep doing it. That is the entire point. You pull yourself up by your bootstraps and you continue pressing forward. You have 5 hours left over, like all for your free time every single week. Those are 5 hours you could put forward into doing this business, guys. I don't even spend 5 hours a week doing this, and I make a good amount of money for it. And guys, I've mentioned in other videos, when I'm doing this business, like I like to do this business at my own pace, my own level, my own price range, all that sort of stuff, I make a little over $100 an hour. Currently, I have sort of changed things and I sort of like cheapened my price, so I'm doing more like 50 to 70 an hour, but still that's a little bit more than what I know a lot of my friends are making. So that's just something for you guys to keep in mind. It's not just a thing about going out, sticking it out on your own, having all the fun that you can. You can actually get rewarded pretty well. But I do want to caveat that with, if you guys do want to make full-time income, if you want to really succeed, if you want to kick some major booty, you have to also be willing to put in insane hours. Guys, while I say that I don't do a lot of hours with this business, in the very beginning, I put forth a boatload of effort. In my first 4 months of business, 3 months of business, something like that, started in September, so September, August, sorry. Actually, it was mid-September, so let's not include that. So, October, November, December. So first 3 months, whew, that was hard for me. Sorry guys, too caught up in this video. So the first quarter that I ran this business, what have I said before? Was it 40K that I made in my first quarter of business? Something like that. But guys, I made some really good cash in my first few months. Maybe it was 50K, something like that. That is the sort of stuff that you can see when you really are gunning at it. Of course, that's not guaranteed. I'm not making any guarantees. I'm not selling anything, so I'm not going to guarantee anything anywho's. But that is the sort of stuff that you can see when you're putting in the effort. But guys, if you're putting in effort, that does not mean you're going to be putting in your 9 to 5. Oh, there's the clock. I need to go. If you're running your own business, you're signing up for potentially 80-hour weeks or potentially no sleep for a week. It's that sort of thing. It can be all over the board. You are signing up to be the entire business. It is the hardest thing you're going to do, as I've already said. It is a boatload and a half of work. As I mentioned before, guys, I am running quite a few other things as I'm doing this book business, as I'm doing this stinking YouTube channel that I don't even want to do, but I'm doing it for you guys. There are so many other things that I'm doing. I am putting in 14 to 16-hour days basically every single day. That is just what I do. That is what I have accepted. That is my lot in life, if you will, as I work towards all the actual goals that I have in my life. I am not wasting my time away for some random dude where as I work in a faceless cubicle, I am walking around, going to these amazing old estate sales. I'm going to these Friends Library sales on the other side of the state. I am, as I've told you guys in other videos, I am doing prospecting stuff. So I am going out dozens of miles from the nearest human being, digging a hole, panning for gold, all this sort of stuff, guys. I am going everywhere, doing everything, having so much stinking fun. And guys, I started doing stuff for my own businesses back when I was in high school, so it was fun. For senior year, I actually had to go after spring break. I was like, all right, teachers, see you guys in a week. I'm going to Louisiana for this convention for another business that I'm working on. I've told you guys about it in the past, not too important right now. But guys, that's just sort of the thing that you do. When you run your own business, you are all over the stinking board. It is incredible the adventures that you get to go on. So guys, that is another reason why I'm telling you guys you should start your own business if you can. But not everyone's cut out for it. But if you can do it, and if you are cut out for it, oh baby, it's an adventure. So with that said and done though, guys, I hope this video was not just a downer. I hope it was very encouraging, and I hope it really gets a lot of you off your couch and going and buying all these books or doing whatever other business you guys are really wanting to do, because it really is one of the most beneficial, profitable, amazing things that you can do for yourself. So with that said and done though, guys, thank you for watching. If you liked this video, if you like this channel, all that sort of stuff, be sure to subscribe. Check out one of my other videos while we're at it too, and I'll see you guys in the next one.